If I look at who I think was the biggest club, like just in general, it would be Arsenal, innit?
Yeah.
Like all banter aside, innit? What's your capacity in your stadium?
42,000.
Say less.
No, but that's our stadium's glorious.
League titles, Arsenal. FA Cups, Arsenal. Doubles, Arsenal. Our history is much greater
Well,
than...
correct. And I wish
You admitted
wish
more
that we-
fans, Arsenal.
What's happening, everyone, and welcome to 888 Sport. On this episode of the playlist, we are going to be ranking London's 7 Premier League clubs. Lads, we've got to do this. No bias, no tribalism. Just be totally honest and true. Who are the 5 biggest clubs in London? There are 7 Premier League teams from London currently playing football. Let us do this correctly. Just before we reveal, will you please click the subscribe button? We have loads and loads of content coming up and we really don't want you to miss it. Right, 3, 2, 1, correct.
I knew that would be the only difference. On this.
Okay.
So everyone's got
Let me
it.
see yours, Flex.
Let's see yours.
Same as yours.
Same.
Me and Turkis understood the assignment.
It's the club,
We had Beyonce play at our ground.
Club, innit? Like, that's a part of the club. The stadium's the capacity, fam.
It's a good ground.
You know what I mean? You know what I mean? But but obviously, banter aside, Tottenham would be third. I'd put Chelsea first, Criminality first, Arsenal second, third will be Tottenham, then West Ham. The only reason why I put Chelsea above you lot, like, is because they've won in Europe, innit? Like, if you look at the who does everyone support, who was big when I was growing up, you know what I mean? If I look at who I think was the biggest club, like just in general, it would be Arsenal, innit? Like, all banter aside, innit? But Chelsea have actually won everything. Do you know what I mean? Like, they've done everything.
Depends on your metric,
But
innit?
we've
To
won
ju-
more
to
of
judge-
everything else.
To judge
Oh yeah,
this
yeah,
stuff.
you got more of everything else, yeah. But you know, like when them man they've completed football, blood. Do you know them way there?
No one
You lot
likes
ain't
the story,
completed
though.
football.
That's the.
I get you.
That's the issue. The authenticity
Well,
of how
that's
Arsenal
why
have
it's
done it as a
criminality.
football fan.
That's why it's criminality.
That's what I mean. That's why they're second.
Criminality. I'm not saying that I like the way that they done it. Do you know them?
You
way
can
there?
argue, all right, obviously it's not a London club, but City have completed football. They're not bigger than Arsenal.
Yeah, but they're not in.
And
No,
they're
yeah.
And City ain't bigger than Man United.
but they-
either.
I know.
Remember, it's different though. Chelsea, like when Man City were playing Gillingham, Chelsea were playing in the San Siro. Like Dennis Wise was scoring in the San Siro. We were in the
you're right.
quarterfinals.
I hear what you're saying.
We were in the
Still.
quarterfinals of the European Cup when Man City in Division 2.
It's what, 6 league titles in total?
6 league titles.
13 Arsenal, more than double. 14 FA Cups.
I don't
eight
like
for
what I'm going to
Chelsea.
say here, Turkish. I really
Most
don't-
doubles,
the point is-
most doubles,
just change that.
joint
do
most
you know-
doubles
do you know what, though?
in
The point I'm about
league
to-
history
the
with
point
United.
I'm about to make.
Yeah,
I
I know,
hate.
but when it comes to
I don't
Europe,
want
it's a
this-
Theresa May
It is,
thing.
but
like,
then
you know what I mean?
we might as well
Out
talk
of
about...
Europe,
Do you know what?
you know what I mean?
Turkish,
Brexit,
right?
like
I know
it's
that
peak, fam.
I know that you'll get what I'm on about, and I hate what I'm going to say. I don't like this. I don't think it should be true. But you kind of have to draw a line in the sand. Premier League era. I hate it. But the modern definition of football, say Premier League era, which is why when we talk about the top goal scorer in Premier League history, we talk about Alan Shearer. We don't talk about Dixie Dean. I think it's wrong that we don't talk about Dixie Dean, but we talk about Alan Shearer. Everything is Premier League era. And Premier League era, it's
Premier
Chelsea.
League era, I'd switch round 1 and 2.
But you see, Arsenal
football's
definitely
more than the Premier
I'm
League
like
era.
X in terms of
Talking
you know
about
what you were
club, though,
saying.
man.
You know what
We're
X
talking
was
about
saying
the
there
entirety
about
of a club, though.
who I think are bigger from my life experience. From my life experience, the answer is Arsenal.
100%.
Arsenal have more fans. That's not even a question.
yeah.
Arsenal have more fans by
They're
a
bigger brand than
considerable
Chelsea. They're bigger, yeah.
amount.
They
have more
appreciate the honesty.
They have more London fans as well. Like where I grew up, Northwest 6, far outweighed Chelsea fans, and I don't think that's really debated. But what I think has to come into it now is Chelsea having 2 European Cups. Arsenal's record in Europe is pitiful, like really
It's
bad.
non-existent.
It is.
Yeah,
But that's
really
what I'm saying.
bad.
Have you seen Arsenal play in the Club World Cup or whatever?
no.
That's what I mean.
And we've
you
won
ain't
it.
seen
Yeah,
that. That's
we've-
what I mean. They've
Yeah.
compl-
I
I
think
hate
the
them,
only
blood.
reason
I
with
don't
the-
like.
with the-
No, I get you. I
Don't like the way that they done it. You get me? You get me? Like flipping Damien Duff, Adrian, you know the rest, Mutu and that. Like we all know what happened,
Yeah, yeah.
innit? fam?
Damien Duff did
Do you know what I'm
deserves
saying?
no slander.
No, but no, the reason why I'm saying
He doesn't deserve to be next to
I can
Mutu.
tolerate
No,
a
no,
lot. I can
no.
tolerate a lot, but
Bruv,
leave
this is
Damien
when they
out
got
of
money. He was like one of the first players they bought.
Yeah.
Crespo, Duff, Mewtwo, Robin. You think I don't remember?
Glenn Johnson.
Bro,
Glenn Johnson
all that
was the first.
Shevchenko, bruv. These man, bro. You know what I mean? And now they're billion doing it. They're doing it all over again. I don't respect it. I don't. But they've literally won everything. I hear what you're saying about Man City as well. But for me, yeah, like when I was growing up, Chelsea were always in and around. Man City weren't.
Chelsea
Yeah,
are
fair
20
enough,
years
fair
ahead
You
of
can
City
go to
as well.
FC, blood.
Chelsea are
like,
20.
Chelsea were winning European
on this
Cups.
me-
Hasselbank, Zola, and them man. Like they've always
But
been.
on this metric of like they've won everything, there's teams that are like nothing now that have won leagues. Have Forest won a league?
Forest.
Yeah.
So Forest are
so
amazing
Forest
story.
bigger than Arsenal?
You know, Forest have won 2 European Cups, but they've only won the league here once.
So
they've won 1 league title because they got into it as holders.
They've completed the set, though, is what we're saying.
Yeah.
They've won everything.
Again.
So on that metric, are we saying that Forest
Aston
are now
Aston Villa.
Aston Villa.
Have
Are they
won
bigger than
everything.
Arsenal? They're not. Just because they've completed the set, you can't
No,
just say
but if
you're
you're
bigger
having,
than,
but if you're
bigger
having a
than someone who's
conversation,
been there, done it for a long time.
if you were having a
You can't say that.
if you were having a conversation about the size of Villa, a few years after they've just won it, maybe it would be different. Now it's decades
I
after
hear
they've
what
won
you
it and
lot
they've
are
been
saying.
out of
So
the championship.
we're taking everything in its entirety. I think the only difference with this is, you said when we say about players, we always say no player is bigger than a club. And the reason why we say that is because clubs are what football is. The club is bigger than anything.
Yeah.
The club is what makes fans support the team. The club is what essentially is the epitome of everything to do with football, not the players. So when we're talking about not who's the best player or who's the best icon, we're talking about who's the big institution, who's the biggest team, the club. You have to look at it from its inception all the way to now, everything included. And with not just the two most
But
recent
you
things.
don't do that
I
because
think
you
you
don't
do.
put you don't though, do you? You don't put Preston North End up there, do you?
No,
Bro, this is London.
But
Hold
between
on,
Arsenal
wait,
and
wait.
Chelsea. No, but this is between Arsenal and
man,
Chelsea.
are moving mad.
Because it's between Arsenal and Chelsea, I'm saying that Chelsea shouldn't just be considered the biggest club in
Okay,
London.
can I-
because more recently they've completed the
let me
whole
ask
set.
that.
That's what I'm
Let me
saying.
ask that. Rory, who are the 2 biggest clubs in England? Full stop.
Manchester United and Liverpool.
1 league title, Liverpool. 1 Premier League title.
In the Premier League
But
era.
what's a European record?
What, they've got 2 since the Premier League started, right?
Yeah, and been in 2 additional finals.
Doesn't matter,
And
man.
one.
They didn't win though.
And one.
They didn't win though.
These
And
lot,
one.
are-
They didn't
they're
win.
presenting a great case here, but because I hate both of the teams, yeah, I'm just being, I don't care, innit? Do you know
Rory,
them
that's
way
a fair-
there?
that's
Fam, I
actually
put
a
them
really
both
good
4 and
It's a fair
5.
point.
Like,
That's
Liverpool
a
is
really
still
good
one of the
point.
biggest clubs,
You know them
despite
way
not
there.
winning it, but presenting European trophies.
What's your capacity in your stadium?
42,000.
Say less.
No, but that's our stadium's glorious. The
No,
stadium.
it's not. Your stadium's terrible, bro.
Oh,
Every
mate,
time
yours
I-
is
actually,
good
no,
for
no.
Beyonce, mate. Like, it's not a football stadium.
Don't
AJ
try
fights.
it. He's trying. No, don't try it. Don't try it.
coming in.
Don't try
Coldplay
it.
in
Don't
there,
try
that-
it, bro.
that
Don't
pillar-
try it. Don't try it, bruv. Listen, you got more speakers in your
Then you
stadium
got
than
cheese
fans,
room.
innit?
You got
Let's be
cheese room.
honest,
You're
innit?
proud of that,
More
yeah? You got
speakers in your
cheese room.
stadium than
You
fans.
got cheese room.
With
No
your
trophies
dead
in a
one
cheese
chant.
room. No trophies and a cheese room. A cheese
You know
room.
what I mean, fam?
Beyonce
Bro,
loved it.
listen, yeah,
Beyonce
you
loved
got
it.
no
Harry
chance.
Kane
You
got
got
out of there.
absolutely
The best
nothing,
footballer,
blood.
the best
Our
footballer,
stadium's a lot better
the best
than yours,
footballer in the
you know
country got out of there, and
You know them
Beyonce
way
loved
there,
it.
blood.
Beyonce thought it was
Our
great.
striker's better than yours right now.
Beyonce
Don't
loved
chat to
it.
me about
Harry
my
Kane
team.
ran
You
away.
got the
The
Jermaine
footballer,
Jackson
the
up front,
footballer,
blood. You got nothing. You spent 1
the
billion.
footballer
yeah?
ran
Where are
away.
you now?
The footballer ran away
Under
from
the
that ground, and
Pochettino,
Beyonce
bruv.
loved
Your
it.
manager will probably end up getting sacked
Do a
first,
Destiny's
bruv. You
Child.
spent £1 billion.
Can you
Where
pay
is
my
it?
bills? Can you
Where
pay
are
my
you in the
telephone
stadium?
bills? That'd be
Where are you,
great.
blood?
It's terrible.
Fam.
Yeah,
Don't even try it.
Kelly
Nah,
Rowland's coming
we're not
back.
having any of that,
Yeah,
blood.
Kelly
We're
Rowland.
not having
do
any
it.
of that. Bro, our stadium's the biggest.
That doesn't matter.
What I was
It's not all
saying,
about
Man
size,
the
my
biggest.
friend.
Man United is the
Five.
biggest.
It's not all about size. It's
Yeah, but you're
crumbling,
not
and it's
London.
crumbling.
You're not London.
The roof's falling
Yeah.
down, but it's the biggest.
I know you may think United's a London club because of the amount of fans you got from there. You get me, but you're not a London club, blood. Do you know them way there, fam? That's what it is, innit? So, yeah.
Arsenal bigger than Chelsea. I'm neutral. Like X said, I actually do have a hat in this ring because all Man United fans are from London and all that. So when it comes to judging what happens in London, I was born in London, I can talk up this, yeah, because I'm not from Mane, yeah. Chelsea, yeah, there's a couple of things. People don't like the story. That's the first thing. People can't fall in love from people outside. I know Chelsea fans don't care about this. They've won everything in that 20-year period. So absolutely like fair dues to them because they have been the most successful Premier League team in that time. But the romantic side of it and loving Chelsea and appreciating them as a big institution as a whole is difficult for a lot of fans to do. But also, even away from that, because that's just opinion, I just think factually, for me, I can't have a club bigger than another club just because they've more recently completed the set. Now, I laugh at Arsenal's European record all the time. But like you said, with the multiple titles they've won, multiple FA Cups that they've won, and the history that goes with that club of how big it is and the way they did it, I just think that
But you know when
I
you
just
say
think
the way
that I
they
think
did
they're
it,
bigger
falling
than
in love with the
Chelsea.
story, and then we talk about the history. Like I don't want to go down that road.
Yeah.
But like, Arsenal have a very murky history. Arsenal bought their way into the top flight at Tottenham's expense. Like, you know, if you want to make
right back to yeah.
like,
we had
about Norwich
money in
and that,
them
if you
days.
wanna
Got voted
make
into
it
the
that-
league. I remember that.
Like, if you want to, I think football has a tendency to be murky. And you know, when you said 20-year period, like Chelsea have been redefined. It's 30 years. It's so there are an entire generation of people that only know Chelsea as a top tier team. 30 years Chelsea have been now competing.
Now, when I was 5, Chelsea were rubbish.
What I'm saying is, all of this feeling stuff, like
So,
hard feelings, the
1994 in a
story,
cup final.
doesn't matter.
1997.
Yeah, they had good
1997
cup
we win a-
moments, but mate,
97 we win a
Chelsea
cup.
won.
98 we win a European trophy, including and we win in fact, Vialli won 3 trophies.
But then your thing was about Premier League era, and in the Premier League era, Chelsea didn't do anything, so they got money.
Bro, man can wrap this up by saying
we
this,
did
yeah. No, let me wrap this
Chelsea
up.
cups.
Let me wrap this up, bro. On paper, yeah, you see, like in future years back when they look on paper and they see, oh, what did Chelsea do? What did Arsenal do? They're like, boom, Chelsea's the bigger club if Arsenal don't win in Europe, innit? On paper, innit? But if you actually live through it, yeah, man, no, Arsenal's bigger than Chelsea.
I think that's
what it is,
I
innit?
think that's a
if you
good
live
point.
through it,
If you ask
man,
the
no,
15-year-old
but on
who's bigger out of
paper,
Arsenal and Chelsea, they'd say Chelsea.
Yeah.
I'm just
And
going
but
back.
if you lived it, if you
Because what
look,
sport-
my
what is sport
experience,
about,
it's
bro?
Arsenal.
What's
My
sport about? It's about
experience of
winning,
living
innit?
in my
That man gets
experience
much
of
of
living
that.
in North
It's
London
peak, fam.
and being the age that I am, my experience is Arsenal. So in a way, I kind of think it's them. I just think that football has moved on from my experience. It's so much bigger than my lived experience. It's now about a worldwide brand, and I think Chelsea's success, which is incomparable to Arsenal's in the Premier League era, it's incomparable. Like in 2012, which is now ages ago, I went to Japan to watch Chelsea lose the World Club Cup. In Japan, do you know what I mean? Full stadiums in Japan, Chelsea losing the Club World Cup to Corinthians. Arsenal have never been in those conversations. The closest they've got was a final they lost in Paris.
But Man City
think
will
about
Man
it.
City will be there in a few
also,
months.
But also,
Are they big? Are they big? Yeah, no one.
But also, just think about it from a
know,
footballer's
man. I think that's
perspective.
too easy,
Think about it
Rory.
from a footballer's perspective. Ashley Cole chose Chelsea.
Yeah,
Left
what?
Arsenal
Yeah.
because he knew that it was going down, and he won a
No,
European
Ashley Cole,
Turkish
at
won a
that
European
time
Cup.
he didn't know it was going
Knew
down,
it.
bro.
He did, of course he
Nah,
did. He's
he
part of the
didn't.
club. He would have seen what was going on.
No way,
He
bro.
left and won the European Cup.
No way did he
would have
know
looked-
it was coming.
He would have looked at the
You could look
investment.
at Chelsea and
So
say
you
they're
think
on
it's
the
a-
rise,
you think
but there
it's
was
a
no way to
coincidence?
assess
You think
Arsenal were on the
It's
down.
a coincidence
You know the
that he
amount-
left and
you
then
know
he
the
Players
went
are still
amount-
going to Chelsea now
Bro,
with
you
no
know-
direction for
Bruv,
more money than other places.
Arsenal went a decade without a trophy after Cole left. He saw what was coming.
I ain't gonna
In
lie
that
to you.
period,
If
Chelsea
you're
won
talking
everything.
players, you lot have been collecting their leftovers for quite some time now.
They
have
went a
been.
Over years.
decade. They went a
Over
decade
years.
without a
You get
trophy.
me?
When was
So
when
I
was
hear
when
that.
was when was it when you won?
But let's not forget
that
Aubameyang
that last
this
Champions
year.
League you just won. Was that the
Tide's
minute
turning,
you became
bro.
bigger than them?
No, do you know?
Boy,
when-
a billion
They won that
spent
last
and
Champions
that.
League.
That
Was
wasn't
when
the
you become
moment.
bigger?
Do you know
When did you become bigger than
there was
Arsenal?
the moment where I acknowledged it was a conversation. Because look, when I was a kid, it was Arsenal and Chelsea were down here. Chelsea probably weren't even the second biggest when I was a kid.
Liverpool.
Right? Tottenham even, you could have argued at the time. They were winning cups, 91 and all that. Right? It then became more of a competition. It became more of a thing. Ashley Cole was symbolic. Wayne Bridges' goal at Highbury was symbolic. It started becoming a bit more of a thing. Chelsea win a European Cup. We become the first London club to win it. Chelsea and Arsenal were in a race. Chelsea become the first
So
London
when
club.
Abramovich came in, everything changed. You're saying then pretty much.
Yeah.
okay.
That's an impact. But
Bought
then,
it all,
do
innit?
you know when the moment was? Do you know it wasn't? It came before the second European Cup. For me, the moment, I don't think we talk about it or acknowledge it enough. An all-London European final in Baku.
When you'd already qualified for top 4.
We finished above them in the league, but we battered them in a European final in Baku. Like we went over there, we battered them 4-1. That finished. That was a moment where I was like, hang on a minute, we're the first London club to win a European Cup. We've just beaten them in a final. My experience isn't this. Arsenal bigger. But the world are looking at Chelsea beating
pendulum
Arsenal
swing, you're
4-1. Yeah.
I don't think that defines it though, because okay, it didn't happen.
On
but-
top of everything else, on
but
top of the
in-
Wayne Bridge,
but-
on
No,
top
but
of
you're
Wayne
saying on
Bridge,
top of
on top
everything.
of Ashley Cole, on top of the European Cup, on top of the other European Cup,
Talking
on
about-
top of the World Club Cup, on top of 6-1
man's
on,
got a
on top
list.
of 6-1 on Wenger's
Cooking
final
you,
game,
blood.
Wenger's
No, hold
1,000th
on,
game,
hold on.
Wenger's 1,000th game, 6-0.
Yeah, but all,
On top of
you're saying
10
player
years without a
names.
trophy.
You're saying player names. We've just got Premier League titles, Arsenal, FA Cups, Arsenal, doubles, Arsenal. Our history is much greater
Well,
than.
correct. And I wish
You
I
admitted
wish
more
that we-
fans Arsenal.
more fans, no question.
I've been America pre-season
No,
to
more
Arsenal,
fans- more-
Chelsea
more-
in
Chelsea,
Orlando.
More fans, it's not even a chat. I wish that what you're saying about more league titles stood true. I think that football should respect things that went on before. I don't look at football like this, but I think that society and the wider football public don't acknowledge.
It's harder to win. It's harder to win leagues
No.
than it is cups.
No, but you know they're 13 league titles. It's 3 Premier League, isn't it?
3.
Chelsea have more Premier Leagues. I don't want it to be true that the Premier
But
League
if we're-
era defines clubs more.
If
I
we're
don't want it
also,
to be
like,
true.
if we're also mentioning players, the greatest Premier League player of all time is an Arsenal player.
Yeah.
The greatest player to touch English football
Certainly one of, yeah.
is an Arsenal
Yeah,
player. Thierry Henry blows every player, Premier League era or pre-Premier League era, out of the water. So if we're going to bring up individual players, What was that?
No, I just thought you were talking about Diaby.
Igor Stekhanovs.
The greatest rivalry in the Premier League era, which you want to lean on, is Arsenal Man United.
Man United, yeah.
He's a Man United fan.
Still now.
You had the rivalry with them after their rivalry with us, and he will still sit here and say Arsenal are the bigger club.
I do think it's close, by the way.
No, but also,
I do think it's close.
You know when I'm saying my experience is Arsenal, I'm conceding that.
Yeah.
Flexing from my neck of the woods. We have the same lived experience. So, of course, he's going to say that, because I'm saying
the
that.
biggest in the Premier League.
Biggest club in London.
In London.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we're not just talking. So it's not in Premier League. If it's just a Premier League, then you could count. Oh, who's won the Prem? How many
Then
times in it?
if it was Premier League, I'd
football's
switch
bigger
it
than
around.
the Premier League,
I'd
innit?
switch it
Do you
More
get
Arsenal
me?
fans in London, or
Football's-
is there more Chelsea fans in London?
Arsenal. Come on, that's not
Arsenal
even a
by
question,
much.
bruv.
Saying,
That's
that's
not
what
even
I'm
a
saying.
question.
But more fans is in the metric of more fans.
Biggest club in London, and they're the most supported. They've got the most titles.
Do you not think?
Yeah,
do you
it
not
depends
think?
what- it depends.
Do you not think
Nah,
the
it depends
European?
It has to be a factor, bro. We can't just
Yeah.
we can't just
Bro, my
ignore
only
whoever the
reason-
biggest supported is. That's
My
a
only
big
reason
factor.
for putting Chelsea
Because
above
for all of
Arsenal
these-
is the fact that they completed football.
But
bro.
even with that, they still got less fans.
Wait, 100%.
So that means that people still
100%.
choose to follow Arsenal or have followed Arsenal, even through being inferior in a key period.
And like you said,
so
like,
they're
for
a bigger
example,
club.
RB Leipzig got created the other day. They could complete football, blood. They don't mean that they're a bigger club
Yeah,
than
yeah.
this.
Manchester City are still nowhere near, and they're not just cleaning up. They are dominating this era, like taking the mick out of it. It's only Jurgen Klopp who's managed to come in
Arrows
and
and
win
that,
it against
yeah,
them,
we have to swap
and they
them
are
around
nowhere
with that.
near the level of Manchester United.
Wait, who
Why?
you swapped round?
Arsenal and Chelsea, blood.
So Arsenal above Chelsea?
Yeah.
Wrap it up. Arsenal finished top.
Wrap it up. There it is.
Sit up, blood.
I did my best. Thank you to
Tried, you
everybody.
did.
I think it's a good chat, though. It's a good
It is a
debate.
good chat.
It was.
I tell you, who's very lucky, to be honest. It's Crystal Palace. They're lucky that it's Fulham and Brentford.
Default,
Very
really,
lucky.
yeah.
Big up Palace, though. Don't be rude.
Thank you so much
on
to everybody for
Palace's
watching
name,
this video.
bruv.
Let us know
I
your
like
thoughts in the comments below. I have a feeling I know what they're going to be. As always, we really do appreciate your thoughts, and we'll all be checking them out as soon as this video goes live. Make sure you click subscribe, and we'll see you all on the next episode in a bit. Thank you so much for watching, by the way. And if you want to watch us rank number 9s, click the link now.